really have to get your head up in